Cheers, my friends. Vinland Saga is fascinating. I ended up reading all 22 volumes in one go. Vinland Saga gives me the chills when I'm reading it. It's too good. It's too heartrending. My heart's been gouged out. A daughter living with strength for her mother. A boy determined to become strong for his father. This is really great. An award-winning manga author. The animation studio that brought us Attack on Titan. Vikings. When you combine these three things, you know you're gonna get something good. But what exactly makes Vinland Saga so awesome? Despite being fascinating source material, ancient Scandinavia and Vikings have not seen much action in the anime universe. The most notable work I can think of is The Great Adventure of Horus, Prince of the Sun, from like 50 years ago. Very cool show, by the way, but not too much else. Do you know anything? Either way, it is finally time for a full-blown Viking anime adventure, and it does not disappoint. But before we jump in, here is the answer to last video's trivia question. The question was, which character is pictured in this image? The answer is Ryota Miyagi, the point guard for Shohoku High School in the excellent sports anime Slam Dunk. One of my favorite anime series of all time. And if you love sports anime, or you just need an anime to get you pumped up about life, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's really great. Stay tuned for another trivia question later in the video. This one about Vinland Saga and its connection to real history. Should be a fun one. But for now, let's talk about the show itself and why it is so awesome. So if you haven't heard of it yet, Vinland Saga is a very sick new anime based on a historical manga that's been running since 2005, and it is being brought to us in anime form by WIT Studio, the team of badasses who worked on the excellent Attack on Titan anime over the past few years. And I should probably qualify the word historical by saying that while the anime is based on material drawn from different Icelandic texts like the Saga of Eric the Red, the Saga of the Greenlanders, and it is centered on events like an invasion of England, the characters themselves are pretty loose interpretations of historical figures. Some are completely made up, and the whole thing is injected with a very healthy dose of fiction, which is a good thing because even if you do know a little bit about the history of that era and you know how things turn out in the end, it is the journey of these characters that is what makes Vinland Saga shine. So every episode you'll be left wondering things about the characters' pasts, how they're going to develop moving forward, how things will turn out for our protagonists and antagonists. And so even though it's rooted in history, there are plenty of surprises. I don't want to spoil the story too much or even spoil any of the big reveals that occur in the first few episodes, because I think the way that the series subverts your expectations is quite interesting. You should definitely check out the anime for yourself. But to give you a very basic idea of the premise, the story starts off in Iceland, where the legendary mercenary Thors has started a peaceful life for himself and his family, his son Thorfinn, who will become a very important protagonist in the story, his wife, his daughter, and many other characters living in this community in Iceland. Life in this brutal, cold world of Iceland is a little bit tough, but seems to be relatively peaceful, and Thors seems quite happy with his existence, as does his family. However, unfortunately, Thor's past will come back to haunt him. One day, a former comrade shows up in Iceland and demands Thor's return to the Jomsvikings. The Jomsvikings being an organization of Vikings who played a role in various battles in the 9th and 10th centuries in that area of the world. And this former comrade, Floki, demands that Thor's rejoin the Jomsvikings to assist Denmark in the war against England. If he refuses, the villagers are likely to get into a bit of trouble. So Thors, with a few men in tow, sets out on this voyage overseas, and very soon things start to get pretty wild. And the protagonists get wrapped up with all sorts of shady figures, including the mysterious mercenary Askeladd, who becomes a central character in the story. He's a very complex dude with a lot of secrets. There's more to him than meets the eye, and he's probably my favorite character in the manga and anime. So that's kind of how things start out. Didn't want to spoil too much. Definitely check it out because things get crazy. Vinland Saga just does everything so well. The world building, the intriguing characters, the beautiful landscapes, the awesome intro and outro music, the crazy battle scenes. I don't know what else to say about it other than that it is just fucking awesome. And let's just say that while you might come into Vinland Saga expecting nothing more than a string of relentless, brutal battles, actually, kind of like Attack on Titan, the battles are of course like really fluid and beautifully animated and a joy to watch, but just like that series, the beauty of Vinland is in my opinion, the overall atmosphere of the show, the world building, and the human drama and character interactions that are at the center of it all. First of all, the sense of the world is quite nice. Getting a glimpse into an interpretation of the life of someone living in Iceland over 1,000 years ago, just going about their business, doing chores, warming up by a fiery hearth after they come in from the cold outdoors. It's all quite interesting, and one thing that the show does really well as it moves along is taking these quieter scenes and pulling you through these world developing or character developing scenes while at the same time building tension that inevitably bursts into some kind of plot revelation or battle. There's a sort of thickness in the air in Vinland Saga. There's always this sense of uncertainty and intrigue tugging at you, and it feels a lot like Attack on Titan in that regard. The pacing, the flow, the way you find yourself leaning in with concern to listen to a quiet conversation, or wondering what kind of game-changing information a character is going to receive, or how they might manage an unexpected situation. It does a great job of that. And of course, it helps that everything looks absolutely stunning. I mean, just look at these landscapes. I think this is one aspect of the show where WIT Studio has taken things up a notch over Attack on Titan. They've just done such a great job bringing the ancient world of Iceland and Denmark and England to life. It looks fantastic. And as I mentioned earlier, so much like Attack on Titan, it is not just about how stunning it looks or how grand the action is. It is all about that very human drama at the center of everything. The subtle looks in characters' eyes as they perceive and react to the dangerous world around them. The way the boys from the village are super excited to go to the war, and how that contrasts with Thor's absolute dread about the thought of going back to the battlefield. And the way Thorfinn transforms from a fairly one-dimensional, adventurous young kid into a complex character with a very concrete resolve to achieve his quest by any means necessary. As one Japanese Twitter user pointed out, Thorfinn before and after. How do you get from here to here? That is one of the things that Vinland Saga does so well, walking us through that journey and making us care about it. The complexity of the characters, the betrayals, the heartrending scenes, the moments of friendship and kindness, it's all so very raw and very wonderful to see unfold in front of you. I highly recommend checking it out. There are 6 episodes out at the time of this video's recording, and these 6 episodes lay out the groundwork for the first story arc, so it's a great time to jump in and get immersed in the world of Vinland Saga. So I hope you will check it out, I hope you will enjoy it, and before I forget, here is this video's trivia question. What you see here is an image from a portion of the Vinland Saga manga that takes place in Denmark's Jutland Peninsula. And the question is, as a depiction of a real-world location, what is wrong with this image? Find out
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Let me know in the comments what you think the answer is. Let me know what you think about Vinland Saga. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Check out some of my other videos, and yeah, let's chat.